what a nerd just says.
Alright, here we are back on another Yakpack edition of the TBH Video Journal. Today, my girls and I, Jeanette and Michaela and Courtney and Hannah, are in sunny New Mexico, out near Farmington. We drove into Lake Navajo, just outside of Ignacio last night, set up camp there at Colorado Navajo State Park, and then got up this morning. And we have good friends of ours, Travis and Elizabeth Stinson, and Elizabeth's dad and mom live here in Farmington. We made the 45-minute drive this morning over to their house. They dumped us out on the river with our kayaks, and Travis helped identify a place. He's got some private property, friends of his that they know, and so we're going to set up camp tonight. I think we're going to paddle probably about 10 miles today. River's flowing pretty good, so it shouldn't take too long. We're going to go ahead and set up camp on a remote part of the river and do the camp and cook thing tonight. Maybe catch some fish, hopefully. If not, we've got some backup plan. And then paddle the rest of the way on into Farmington tomorrow, where Travis is going to drop our truck. So big kudos and appreciation to Travis and Elizabeth's parents, and for helping us out. They're great people. We really enjoyed visiting with them today. And just a beautiful, awesome stretch of river. Nice cold water for this hot day. Not brutally cold, but it is definitely cold. It'll get your attention when you get in it or if you get splashed. There's Travis. Got a nice little flow to the river, nothing too bad. I don't expect to have any class 3 or 4 rapids, but the river's flowing nicely. We can either paddle if we want to or just steer ourselves. There's still plenty of fun to be had without feeling like you're gonna, well, if I don't get caught up on these rocks. But plenty of fun to be had without feeling like you're gonna overturn your kayak. Ooh, and every now and again, I don't know if it's on front heavy, but every now and again in the turbulence, you get water over the bow. And it's nice and icy cold on the legs and the butt. Ducks are riding the waves. Woo! Do you see that? There's a goose that swam. He rode the waves here on the current turbulent side, and then he stuck his head under the water, low profile style. You can see his back going across the water, and then as soon as he got up to the land, he ran up on the bank, on the rocks. so blessed and so very thankful that my girls at least humor me into acting like they enjoy this. I'm really enjoying it. Of course, they call me a nerd. They call me a geek, but that's okay. It's well worth it to be able to spend time like this with the family, with the girls. I value it. I hope they do. Yeah. There are a large number of cars and old vehicles that have through the years washed down the banks of the river. The whole bank of the river is lined with old rusty rooftops. It looks like old Jeep, all kind of old cars and car doors and pickup trucks and bumpers and all kind of rusted up metal. In some turbulent waters here. Come back around here. Turbulent waters is where we take it over the bow and get cooled off in a hurry. But it's nice. Well, we pulled over here to the side, had a little bit of a spill. Courtney got caught up on a tree stump, lost her speaker, so I had to run down the bank, jump in the water. There's people on the other side of the water with tubes. They were cheering me on. I'm sure I look like a cow running down the rocky shore and then into the water trying to get the speaker, but I got it saved. We're having a little dried sausage and some string cheese. A little break, and then we're gonna, looks like the paddle today is a little longer than what I thought. We still have about 6 or 7 miles to go. Travis sent me a pin to where we need to get out, and it looks like we have about 6 or 7 miles, but it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. We're all having a good time, right, everybody? And we're off. Looks like we got a little family of rafters, including his little dog, enjoying the river. It may not show, but I'm really enjoying these $300 Future Beach kayaks. I think it was a wise purchase. Having a great summer with these things. The girls and me and Mary and Colette, Mark and Micah, Casey and his family. Hard to beat a day on the water, on the river, kind of in the mountains. Good times. I think we're at a diversion dam, and Bobby was saying that on the left side it's a pretty good drop off, the right side it's sloped, if that's what this is, but the rafters in front of us have walked along the bank to check it out. So I think we're going to do the same thing. Actually, looking at it from here, it doesn't look like much at all. Let's go check it out since we're already on dry ground. Alright, that's a slope, looks doable. It'll be fun. I'm going to put the Osmo up before I do it, but I may also bring out the drone for this one. We've made it over the diversion dam with no issues. Actually, it was a lot of fun. I took the drone up, but for some reason I couldn't get it to follow in front of me. So finally I just had to put my phone in my pocket and try to turn it in whatever direction I thought it would so I could go down the dam without losing my phone. Fortunately, the drone lost control, but it returned back to home. The return to home was on land, which is the reason I took it off from land. Actually, the girls are still there, so they picked it up. And then Michaela didn't want to go, so I ended up taking her kayak back down the diversion dam again. So that was a lot of fun. Courtney got hung up in the tree. I think she lost her Ray-Ban sunglasses. I'm not sure what else, but hat. They're okay, but we're just sitting here waiting on them. and then we'll continue. And I could just about do this every day. So I thought we had passed the landing. I thought we'd gone too far. And looking at Travis's map and the pin that he dropped, but fortunately he dropped the pin up the river a little bit. So anyway, I sent him a pin to where we were. He said it should be just up ahead of us on the left. So we're gonna paddle down just a little ways more and hopefully find the red, white, and blue balloons that he left for us. Make a landing, set camp, do a little fishing. One thing we haven't done on this trip at all is fish, just because the water moving the way it is and trying to get accustomed to everybody on the kayaks and not a whole lot of places really to pull over. So we may do some camping here once we reach the land and set camp. We're gonna have a good time. Here we are, Camp Middleton. We're gonna have 4 hammocks. We got one across the tree there with a camping and kayak strap. It's pretty sweet little strap there. And I've got a rope and paracord on the other one. And then back over here, I've got a couple of straps that I tied up. I'm gonna run a ridge line across both of them, but I've got another little hammock set up here with just some straps that I've got tied into a Siberian hitch. Camp's coming along nice. Fortunately, we got here plenty of time. We're still a few hours from dark. Net's out trying to catch fish. The girls are gathering rocks for the campfire, and then we're gonna build a fire, make dinner, and just have a good evening. Beautiful place that we're staying at here. Looks like other people have camped here before. There's a few remnants of campfires. Travis and Elizabeth set up a little sign that said Camp Middleton. So that was pretty nice, easily identifiable, other than the balloon had popped. Got our little Sawyer Mini that we were filtering water with for our, we didn't catch any fish, so it looks like we're gonna go with a standby vegetable beef flavored soup mix. That's gonna be dinner tonight for us. And we've got a side with some Knorr butter or something or another, so no fish, but that's okay. All right, so Hannah got our tinder bundle and the kindling and all that stuff gathered. We're gonna see if she can get this fire lit with my Light Your fire starter and natural materials. If not, we'll do a little cheap, but we're gonna see if she can get it going. All right, we had some technical difficulties with the Osmo, ran out of space actually, but we've got the fire going. Hannah wasn't successful at it, but a couple of sparks, we got it going, and we're gonna keep it a little bit small fire. We didn't catch any fish, so we're just gonna heat up some water and make some instant food. We also have some dried sausage. We got some more dried sausage. We're gonna chop up and put with our buttered fettuccine, a little Italiano. We're also gonna make the vegetable beef soup mix. And if we get a hankering, we may just make a mountain house meal. Courtney filtered some water. She wants to make the lasagna mountain house meal, so we're gonna do that. Supplement the soup and the other stuff that we have. So dinner should be on shortly. Beautiful place. I'm not sure Mo is entirely on board with this.
It smells amazing. Okay, let's get some of this fruit.
All right, it's quickly getting too dark to film, but the stew is ready. It's actually not too bad. It's a beef vegetable stew. We got some butter noodles with some dried sausage that we made. We've got a mountain house lasagna that we're warming up now. So we're just trying a few different things. Again, these camping trips that I'm doing now are kind of a lot of it is just testing different things, what works, what doesn't. So we've identified a few things. I left some camera equipment. I left my Sony wide-angle lens. All I have is a zoom. So it's really hard to film with. My Osmo battery is kind of messed up, but we're making the most of it. We're having a great time.
I have a price tag.
This coffee is going to be fantastic in the morning. I can already smell it in our bag. We're going to filter some water. What a great evening it's been. Sorry we're missing Michaela. She's right behind the camera in the hammock eating her stew.
She will come join the family.
But girls, thank you all so much. This has been an awesome day.
Yay!
And we're gonna do it again tomorrow for a little while. Of course, they're yacked out. I can tell you they're yacked out. So I don't know how far we have, but it's probably gonna be too far.
I agree.
But we're gonna sleep good tonight, I think. We will see. Right, girls?
Yep.
I've been craving coffee since yesterday, since last night. Woke up this morning thinking coffee, 5 o'clock. Also at about 5:30, I contacted Travis, asking if he could bring our pickup down here. He can't bring it all the way down here, but he parked the pickup about a mile from here. I think the girls are about paddled out. I certainly don't want to burn them out on paddling, so we're going to have a quick float this morning. We're going to have coffee, break camp. We're in no rush. And then we've got a 1 mile paddle, unload, go grab breakfast somewhere, and then who knows what the day holds. But first, coffee. I can't wait for some coffee. What a nerd, she says. The reasons for doing the little short overnighter trips is as a learning experience for the longer trips. One thing I learned on this trip is that I need to bring some dry shoes, because walking around in wet shoes all night last night, walking around in wet shoes this morning is no fun. Not comfortable at all. I tried walking barefoot, but there's a lot of pokey things in the ground. So I had to put on my wet shoes, but a little light pair of flip-flops or Crocs or something. Moccasins, I don't know, just something will go in the dry bag next time with the extra pair of clothes that I'd never changed into either. All right, we have our first percolate. Coffee will be ready shortly. Well, I was going to put the rocks back in the river because it was quite a haul to get them here. But the more I think about it, there's a lot of charred spots around here. So I think leaving some rocks out for the next passersby might be a good thing. So we're going to clean up get the ashes all cleaned up and the remnants from our fire, and leave the rocks in a ring around it, a very small ring. Coffee is ready. Decided not to make a fire for coffee this morning, so we used the found a little BSR, I think it's called on Amazon. It's $15, little burner, propane can. Works well. Might as well take a step in the cold, freezing cold water. The water is cold this morning. Oh, I thought I had one. I caught a rock. I better walk up there and check. I don't think this is a landing, but I want to walk up here and check just in case, because I definitely don't want to float past it. Okay, there's the pickup right there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right there. It's getting a little bit long. Had a great several days there in southwest Colorado and New Mexico. We did end up camping 3 nights. We stayed one more night at Navajo Lake State Park before we transitioned over to Ignacio, to the casino hotel, so that the girls could get showers and rest and proper beds, and just spent some time around the city in Durango. We went to Pagosa Springs. I had to go hit a couple of rigs and visit some company men there, drop off a couple of bits. I'm just so thankful that the girls were able to join me on that trip. We had a great time. Appreciate you joining me as well. Don't forget to like, share, and be sure to subscribe. We've got some more trips coming up. I've got Hannah and I are going to do another paddling trip over at the South Llano River this weekend with the Stollies, and then in a couple weeks I think we're going to South Padre Island, and hopefully we'll be able to do some fishing, maybe some kayaking there, and then we'll start transitioning into some more hunting activities. So anyway, appreciate you joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.